The English Teacher YouTube channel, videos for success in English 103 and English 104. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the English Teacher YouTube channel. I'm here with the third part of the Prezi presentation, the one over ethos, pathos, and logos. So this is the logos side of things, of the rhetorical triangle. And one thing to remember is that logos refers to logic or reasoning. It's an attempt to appeal to fact and information, therefore intellect, and it's attempting to persuade you with numbers and different type of statistics and examples, or those are types of examples that will fit into that logical side of things. Okay, one way to remember this is just to remember that logical is all part of the logo side, so it's all logic based. Whereas the second video that we looked at, the pathos side of things, was all emotionally based, and the ethos, which was the first video for this, is all credibility, reputation based. So in this slide right here, it asks how logos is being used, and it gives us largely a picture with two graphics. On the left-hand side, you get a steering wheel and then a line that goes to a cell phone, and then it says 5 seconds. And it says the minimal amount of time your attention is taken away from the road when you're texting and driving. And then it shifts, our eyes shift over to the right-hand side of this graphic, and it shows a football field, and it says if you're traveling at 55 miles per hour, this equals driving the length of a football field without looking at the road. So what this is attempting to do is get you to understand that if you drive this amount or this fast, you're going to end up looking away from the road while you're texting. And so they're trying to get you to avoid texting and driving by providing you with what looks like a physics problem. And for many people, this turns them off, which is one of the reasons that logos is not necessarily the most effective strategy when it comes to persuasion, because it asks the reader, the listener, the audience to do a lot of work, to do a lot of processing. So if we look at that graphic versus the video that we watched for texting and driving in the previous rhetorical triangle Prezi video to this, which had the car accident and the loss of life, that one tends to be far more effective because it's using pathos and not logos. Okay, so generally pathos will be stronger than logos. We're going to watch a quick video with this, and we're going to ask ourselves the question, out of what they're saying, we're going to listen to it and try to figure out what fact is being emphasized. It's not, now a pathos does play a role in this video visually, but what we're going to focus on here is the logo side of things. So we're going to try to pick out by watching this what they're really focusing on. Okay.
What might you find in Progresso Light? Artificial flavor. Monosodium glutamate? That's MSG. All light soups are not created equal. Select Harvest Light has good stuff.
Pasta with whole grain, natural sea salt. There's roasted natural chicken in here.
Progresso weighs their light soup down with MSG and sodium. Sodium.
This is heart healthy. 80 calories.
New Select Harvest Light from Campbell's. Real ingredients, real taste.
More, please.
So you'll notice with this video, it's focusing on the nutritional side of these two soups. It's saying Progressive has things that you cannot pronounce. And so that's what you see or what you hear and see in the first part of this video. Whereas the second soup, the Sweet Harvest, is heart healthy. It has pronounceable ingredients. It has real ingredients, and they say it with confidence. And so you can hear all of that, and largely what they're doing is they're saying, here's one soup that's not healthy for you, here's one soup that is healthy for you, therefore you should choose the healthy soup if you want to be healthy. Okay, so that's a illustration of logos through this advertisement. Now, to finish off this trio of videos, so going back to ethos, pathos, and logos, Logos, you'll notice, is at the top of this rhetorical triangle. But one thing I like to think about is that it is being held up by ethos and pathos, because logos can't necessarily stand on its own. If it does, it's not necessarily a effective strategy. It needs to be paired with at least one other. And so an effective persuasion will use all three kinds of these rhetorical tools. So it will contain ethos, that credibility. It'll contain pathos, that emotion, and it'll contain some information to convince the reader or the audience. And so if your ad contains all three of them, it's probably a strong ad. However, there's some other things to take into account that you'll learn throughout your class. So hopefully you found this particularly useful in understanding logos, and then the previous two videos to this that are found on the English Teacher YouTube channel, and most likely on your English Moodle page, will be helpful to you and walk you through this Prezi kind of step by step. All right, thank you very much, and check back for any new updates along the road.